Hi there, it's Medusa here, and welcome to my video. This is my review on Fracture. This movie was released in 2007, so I am pretty late to reviewing it, but I think it's so underrated and underappreciated for the kind of suspenseful thriller that it is. This movie was directed by Gregory Hoblit, I think that's how you say his name, and produced by Charles Weinstock. It was initially released, like I said, in the 11th of April 2007. This movie stars Ryan Gosling as Willie Beecham, who is a district attorney, and Anthony Hopkins, famous for being Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs, is an arrestee? Is that what you call it? Anyway, he's on trial for the attempted murder of his wife. Anthony Hopkins basically plays this man who discovers his wife's having an affair and decides to shoot her in the head. And this is a different movie to the usual crime drama or the usual legal thriller, as you know exactly what happens from the start. You know who does it, you know who's responsible, but then you understand how smart Anthony Hopkins' character was. This movie is very suspenseful, it's very atmospheric. Yeah, a little bit implausible, you could argue, some of it, you know, very unlikely, but it ultimately does make sense. I think it's such an entertaining movie. I would say I think it's definitely a 15 rated. It's got there's a little bit of rude stuff at the beginning, but there's also just a lot of kind of bad language kind of scattered throughout in a kind of, yes. But also this movie is incredibly funny. There are some really funny bits that just make you like laugh so much, even though it's such a, you know, dramatic subject, and it never takes away from the kind of emotional core. And there's a real good character arc with the characters. And I'm not going to spoil what that is, but every single plot in the movie is relevant to the ending and also to just the character development. And you realise the kind of people everyone is at the end of the movie. I think it was just... And I think the chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Anthony Hopkins is so good. They bounce off each other. There's kind of hilarious kind of banter. And I think that honestly they really make the movie what it is. Also, there's an amazing soundtrack. It's I think it is also so underrated. It's basically the music was composed by brothers Michael and Jeff Dana. They've also done lots of other movies like what's it called? It's that new one, the Disney one, and oh gosh, I can't remember. They've done like loads of things like that. And it's really, really atmospheric and brilliant. I think this movie is so underrated, and I think it is just fantastic, and I would definitely recommend watching it. Upon the second viewing, you do see a lot more like stuff that makes oh, so that's what it was. It does make a bit more sense. But it's still a fantastic movie, and my only thing is don't watch it with children. But other than that, it's really great, and I honestly would recommend it. So you should check that out if you're bored during lockdown. I think it's on Amazon Prime right now. Yeah, it is, yeah. And I think it might be on some regions Netflix. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, leave a like. If you didn't, dislike. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next review. This is my spoiler-free review for Fracture. Oh, lastly, I will say the ending is very good and very satisfactory, because I know that is one of the biggest problems in movies like this. It's like you get to the ending and it's like, that's it? But this is actually really good, so I really honestly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!